Hello, I'm Jay from Volunteer Audio, and today I'm showing you how to update your Skyline OS radio to the 505070 update. I'm going to talk about how that interacts with our HD A2B interfaces from Volunteer Audio. It is safe to do it, but I want to show you some things you really need to know because there's some speaker configuration problems after the update. So watch the video. I'll walk you through how to get it installed, but I'll also show you how to correct those problems and have the best sounding system you've ever had. All right, so I always want to encourage you when you see a new update come out, don't get excited. Don't rush and be the guinea pig that's the first one to put it in. Give us at Volunteer Audio a few days. Normally 3 days after an update's released, we're going to be able to post and tell you if there's going to be any issues. That's also going to give us time that if there is something on our end that we need to update and release a USB update, and all of our units you can update through the factory USB. So if there's an issue, we're going to give you an update that you can just load in, just like you did your radio update, and fix that issue. But give us time to test it and let you know. We don't want you to do the update, find out there's a problem, and there's no solution yet. So always give us a few days. You can call tech support if you have questions, but the best thing to do is join our HD A2B user group on Facebook, or follow us on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, because we're going to do a post letting you know when it's safe, letting you know how it worked, and then show you tips and tricks like this video on what to do to correct any issues Harley has, because when they put out an update, something always breaks in the background. In this case, it's speaker configuration. I'm going to show you at the end how to correct that. All right, so I've got my bike doing the update to the latest Skyline OS update. This is 505070. This is the one that all the hype's about right now. It's supposed to make your radio boot faster, phone connect better, fixes a battery drain issue that we know these bikes all have. But at Volunteer Audio with our A2B interface, we have to make sure that they didn't affect the way that works. And we're pretty confident in our engineers and the way it was built that we're not going to have issues, but we always want to test that before we tell you to do the update. We've spent the last couple days doing those tests, and I've found a couple things I need to show you to get the best sound out of your system. So I'm currently in the middle of doing an update because I accidentally hit the button and started a little soon, and I still wanted a video and tell you about what I've been through to this point and tell you how to get to this point and do the update on your bike. Now, we keep our bikes up to date. So I did not have 5050-4D, but I had the previous install as new as we should have had in this CVO. 5054 is what came in the new limited models, like the Road Glide and Street Glide Limiteds. You have two options for doing your update. You can go to Harley's website. You can download this to a USB flash drive and you can put it in, or you can do an over-the-air update. I highly suggest if you're going to do the USB update, have your dealership do that, because if you use an incorrect file, or USB drive or format, and it gets corrupted and it bricks this radio, you're going to fight them to get it replaced. Whereas if they do that update, they're going to be responsible to get you a new radio. Over the air is much better. And as of the updates that we had April of last year, over the air became a possibility, which just means we're connecting our radio to Wi-Fi. It's going to pull it through the air, download to our radio, and do that update. Bricking the radio is much less likely in this case, because it's going to do its own checks, its own file system, and you're not going to have to unzip a file and so on your end, and you're not going to have a bad USB drive. So I tried doing over the air on this for a day or so now, knowing this CVO actually should have been able to do it a while ago, and I couldn't get it to work. So I connected to Wi-Fi. I made sure I'm on a battery tender. My battery's charged. I'm in accessory mode. You got to hold the little trip button here until it comes on. You can't be in ignition, but I couldn't get it to pull up. And I saw somebody gave me this information online that the date in the radio had to be correct. So mine was on manual. I'd never set the date. I was off like 2 years. So I went and set it to today's date inside the system settings. So go to system, go to date and time, set your time correctly, and boom, it popped up and said, there's a new update for your radio. You can put it in. So I'm in the middle of doing that now. I highly recommend doing the over-the-air with Wi-Fi. Again, if you're going to do USB, I did the USB update just to go through the process. It took me more than 10 minutes to get it to download to my computer. It actually crashed 3 times. I've got 2 gigabyte gig speed internet download here. So we're super fast internet, and it would only download at 17, 18 megabytes per second, because so many of you guys are right now trying to do this update and you're overloading their system. But on top of that, when it went to unzip it, another 20 plus minutes to unzip to a very high speed USB-C drive. All of that's to say, anywhere in there, there could have been corruption. There could have been something wrong with a file that would make this radio quit working, and we don't want to put you in that position. So I'm in the middle of downloading mine now. We're 52% complete. I'll come back here in a minute once that's done. We'll watch it upload into the radio. And again, this is for all of you guys that have the Hertz system or any of the volunteer audio systems that were plug and play with the A2B module, even our universal ones. This is going to be the same across the board. And I want you to watch to the end because there's some very important information about how to reconfigure your speakers. I'm going to show you how to do that we know this update can break. And so once this is done, I'll show you how to correct that to get the best sound out of your system. And a lot of you probably didn't do configuration right when you did the install, so you're going to have the best sounding system you've ever had once you get done with this. So keep watching. We're going to show you how to get it in, and I'm going to show you that configuration process. All right, so while you're doing your update, it's very important that you keep good battery power. We don't want this to go into a battery saver mode or it will stop doing the update. We definitely want to have good voltage. In our bikes, we use lithium batteries from Excess Power, specifically lithium titanate technology. This battery is, so many of you have asked me, can I put a lithium in my bike? Well, the lithium titanate is more than powerful enough, and its technology is going to be the only battery that's safe for any kind of tender. We don't have to worry about it catching fire, thermally failing, because it has titanium alloy around all those cells. But the big thing is, it is strong enough. It has plenty of amp hours that we don't have to worry about the electrical system not liking that battery. That factory Harley HD lithium battery was actually recalled, and there was TSB saying not to put it in your bike. Don't get confused. Only those low-quality lithiums cannot be put in these new bikes. Lithium titanate from Excess Power absolutely can go in it, and right now they're on sale at volunteeraudio.com. So let me just go ahead and plug that, 10% off on those new batteries. But I'm on a tender. This is a 24. If you have a 23.5 CVO, anytime your ignition's on, you're not connected to a tender anymore. It disconnects. So you want to make sure you have a fully charged battery before you start this on those 23.5. Anything 24 and newer, go ahead and put it on that 5 amp tender. Make sure it's keeping a good charge. Make sure it's in accessory. And if you got one of these big lithium batteries, you really don't have much to worry about. So we're almost done. We're 94% complete with that download. We're going to see it go into it here in just a few minutes. All right, so our over-to-the-air update has fully downloaded. It has now told me that it's time to install. And as you see, it's going to tell you again, make sure it's on a battery tender. When the update starts, do not turn off the bike. I'm going to hit Start Update, and let's see how long this process takes. All right, so it took it a second there for the system to reboot. Now we actually have an update indicator here on the screen letting us know how far it is through that update. I'm sure this system will reboot several times as it goes through this process. All right, so that didn't take really long. It took probably about 5 or 6 minutes, and through the magic of YouTube, we have fast forwarded to the point that it completed and our radio has now rebooted. Now that install or download took a while. I'd say total time 15 minutes or so between downloading the software, uploading it, doing the update, rebooting. It's really not been bad. So definitely want to make sure you have enough battery power to get you through that process. But here's the part we need to check out before you play your audio after you do the update. And I don't think this is just something you need to do if you have the Volunteer Audio A2B system. This is going to be with any factory system, any system at all. It's going to reset some things about speaker configuration. Let me show you. All right, so in the other bikes we've had update to this point, after the update, we actually have the option in the radio for upper fairing, lower fairing, saddlebag, and tour pack speakers. After my update was completed, I'm still only showing upper fairing and saddlebag. So I'm going to take you through a journey with me as I try to figure out why. We did go in and we have checked. If you go into our system and you look at our system info, we definitely have 5057D. It is done over the air. It tells me that I'm finished. As with a lot of these Harley updates, sometimes things don't work like we thought they were going to. So I see other things, like I have the garage door opener on here. I have the little bell that pops up at times telling you there's something you need to do. I'm going to go ahead and go through and do the USB version. I know I told you not to do that, but if you've done the over the air and you don't see that, I'm going to find out, will the USB fix it? So I've already downloaded the USB to our computer. I've already transferred it to the USB. I've already extracted it. That's been a very long process. And they have a USB checker. So after you've done this, you can run the checking system. I'll go ahead and start it. And it's going to actually take everything you downloaded that's on your USB, and it's going to do a test on it, making sure your files is correct, your drive is correct, there's nothing corrupt. And once it goes through and it passes that and it tells me everything's good, I'm going to go to the bike and I'm going to do this update again via USB to see if I can make it where I have all the options, so I can properly show you the end of this video, which is going to be how to do speaker configuration with the new setup. All right, so we have our USB. It passed its test. It's a USB-C. I've got a 300 megabyte per second version of it from SanDisk. It's a quality drive. It's plugged in. We're going to go into our ignition mode, or accessory mode. I'm sorry, ignition's over here, accessory over here. We're still on that tender. We still have good battery voltage. We're going to see if it will prompt us to do the update. We'll do it via USB and see if that corrects that speaker config screen for us and gives us all those new options. I know it's not fully up to date, and I do know that our radio was up to date where we only had to do the one USB update, which it doesn't even ask you that for over the air, so it's not like you can do that part wrong. All right, we'll let our radio boot, let it read that USB drive. Once it normally sees the USB, it'll automatically come up and tell you there's a software update available. And this may be good for some of you that want to do it via USB, because when we get to the AMP update, we'll accept the AMP update with our A to B, but it will always tell you you can do it again and you don't need to do it more than once. So our phone didn't connect because I've got it purposely turned off. Here's our update here, new software version. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to do that update. So the new software version is going in, and we'll run this full update again. So first update went in, rebooting radio. A lot of times it will do this multiple times. All right, booting back up. Let's see what it says once that USB goes live again. It's going to tell me it can't connect to my phone. That is great, because I've told it not to. Wi-Fi is connected now. Failed to connect to the phone. We know that's going to happen. Let's check that update out. Okay, now it's telling me I have an AMP update. I can hit update. We're only going to go through once. So it seems like there was a calibration file that over the air did not finish installing. So our USB just added that in right before this. I'm going to let the AMP update run through once. And then I'm going to turn the bike off and I'm going to wait 60 seconds and turn it back on. We're not going to tell it to do the AMP update again. It's not going to hurt our A to B by doing the AMP update, but it just lets the radio know the AMP update has been completed. And it doesn't block you from doing any of the calibration or Skyline OS updates. Again, I don't want you to be the guinea pig. Let us be the guinea pig. Let us do the testing. Let us figure out how to fix the issues that arise so that when you do this, you don't have to pay your dealer an exorbitant amount of money for something that could be as simple as doing another update or finishing an update. All right, so it's going to restart the radio again. So once it reboots this time, I'm going to go ahead and just remove my USB drive. So I'm going to unplug the USB. We know we don't want to do the AMP again, so I'm just going to undo it as the radio is rebooting. Software update was done, restarted to happen. You don't want to unplug mid-update. That could cause a problem. But now that that is done, let's go in and see if it added that speaker configuration screen we were looking for. As we see, we have the garage door icon here. It wasn't on them before. I'm going to go to settings. Let's go to sound. And let's go to speaker setup. All right, again, we see our Volunteer Audio speaker configuration screen. It's all there now. So as you see through our testing, I did lose part of the update through over the air. It didn't finalize. So USB made that where we were able to finish. And if you got to that point and yours wasn't done, I hope this helped you figure out what to do. But now let's go here and let's talk about what needs to be done. So some of the people who have done this have experienced that after the update, this was not set correctly. It would be set to say stage 2 or stage 1. And I want to show you what to do to fix that. All right, so I actually set our speaker configuration incorrect because I want to show you how to properly set it. So now that our radio's back on, let me go in here and show you. We're going to go to settings. We're going to go back to sound. And we're going to go down here to speaker setup. Again, going over to speaker configuration. And you're now going to see we have lower fairing, upper fairing, saddlebag, and tour pack. It's always going to say subwoofer detected with or without it in the bike. I want you to go ahead and make sure you select stage 3 for both upper fairing and saddlebag. At that point, you're going to hit start test. It's going to tell you that you're going to hear noise through each one of your speakers. If you have our system, you are not going to hear any noise, but I want you to follow what I'm doing next. It's going to bring up this picture of the bike, and there's so many places you can touch. Make sure you follow along. We're going to do upper left, upper right, bag left, bag right. It tells you the test is completed. We're going to go ahead and turn off the bike now. So I'm going to turn it on, back off. We're going to wait 1 minute. I'll be right back. We're going to fast forward through this minute. We're going to turn it back on. I'm going to show you what it should be when it's correct. All right, bike's back on. We're going to go back into this menu, settings, sound. Come on down here to speaker setup. And now we're going to go back to speaker status. Let's start there. It's going to show uppers and bag, but also let's go to configuration. And you're going to see now it says none on lower, stage 3 for upper, stage 3 for bag, nothing on tour pack, and it does not say start test. When you have this done, you have properly configured the radio. We don't want to see start test, and we want to see front and rear are configured on where they're supposed to go. This is what it takes to have an amazing output to our amplifier. If this is not complete, your sound is not loud enough, it's not clear enough, the EQs aren't working right, and you're going to think our system isn't great. And let me tell you, it is fabulous when it's properly set up. And right now at Volunteer Audio, we have live Road Glide Limited, Street Glide Limited, the newest bikes out. We already have systems for them. On the CVO-ST or the base models, we have our cutting kits, both in louvered or in mesh. So we have all these new options. We have hog badge logos now for all the grills, Street Glide, Road Glide fairing, bag lids if you got a CVO, tour pack if you've got a new limited. We're keeping up with all the latest bikes. It's all available now. If you need help picking out the right system for your new bike, call our sales team at 1-844-30-AUDIO. Visit volunteeraudio.com. But the good news is our A2B interface still works amazing, works with the updates. There is no problem. We just want to make sure speaker configuration is right. And if you never did that right before, you're going to tell me this new radio update made your system sound amazing. It did not make it sound any different. What it did do, though, is make sure that you covered configuration again and got that right in your bike. All right, so for the loudest output on your system, you want to make sure you're using the HD Signature EQ or one of the custom EQs we shared in our previous video showing you how to make it louder but stay clear. You also want to make sure you have auto speed volume on setting 4. That's going to create more output out of the Skyline radio, giving you more overall volume while riding, and it's awesome watching that auto speed volume work, automatically going up and down every 5 miles an hour. Volunteer Audio's A2B interface is the only interface on the market keeping that working. You want to make sure that. Last but not least, if you have an iPhone, make sure you have sound check turned off. Make sure those EQs in the radio turned off. If you're using Spotify, make sure and go into the settings, go to playback, turn off audio normalization. That's going to make it louder. So many different things to make your system sound better. Last but not least, if you're running Apple CarPlay versus Bluetooth, it is louder. So some sort of headset bypass, headset connected, Apple AirPod connected. You want to get it where you're using CarPlay, not just Bluetooth, to get overall the best sound. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has informed you. I hope it's helped you. And at Volunteer Audio, we are always worried about you. We want to make sure our customer service is top notch, that we're testing everything, and we're here to help. We have amazing tech support. And listen, I'm the face of the company, but we have an amazing team here at Volunteer Audio. that you don't see on camera. Give us a call at 1-844-30-AUDIO if you need tech help going through this process with your volunteer audio interface, and we're here to help. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, God bless.